Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Roxy and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Roxy's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. The girls are going to be coming home with their very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, Roxy's sitting very nicely on her blanket at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Roxy heel. Now at this point, Roxy has a job to do, and that is to match pace with you when you're walking. We have practiced with the two girls together, and they also do that very well. And when Rich stops his feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So when you're walking in the neighborhood and you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You're going to practice this indoors where it's nice and warm, and you're going to work up from about 1 minute to a 3-minute long sit-stay. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her as an additional distraction, and she remains seated until he gets back to her shoulders, and at that point, he has to give her another command. This is probably the coldest day that we've had since the girls have been here, and this is the day we decided to do their video. Nice automatic sits. She's very focused, which is what you want, her looking at you and paying attention. Rich is going to leave her in another sit-stay. And you're going to lengthen out the amount of time and the amount of distance that she can hold these commands, because that's self-control and focus. This time, instead of returning back to her, Rich is going to demonstrate the come-on command. He does use her name, and he does lighten his tone, and she comes right in front and sits. And that is all working on eliminating that obsessive jumping behavior. You want her to know that when she comes, if she expects to get praised, she has to come and sit. Nice automatic set. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you use your left open palm and you push it straight down toward the ground, and you give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay will be held a little bit longer than the sit stay. You can start out at about 1.5 minutes and slowly work all the way up to 5 minutes. And each one of you can take a dog and work them right in the living room. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, returning back to heel, and again she expects to get the next command. You just have to remember to tell the dog what you expect. And if you notice, when Rich turns, she turns. If he slows up or speeds up, she should do the same. She should always be looking to you as she's looking at Rich. He's going to drop her down into another down from a heel position, leave her in a stay. These ladies that don't have a lot of hair don't like laying down on the cold ground. This time Rich is going to call her out of that down. She comes right in and sits beautifully, and then she returns to heel. Very nice. Now the very last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you with Roxy is your down from a distance. So Rich is going to leave her in a sit-stay. He's going to turn and face her, move out further toward the end of his leash. He's going to use his right hand to give the command, and he's going to give her a down from a distance. And that couldn't have been any prettier. So we have demonstrated for you all of Roxy's obedience commands. Again, you're going to be able to practice with both girls together when you're walking them, so that they know that they have to behave when they're together, and they've been doing that for us very nicely here at the school. And your next link will be your link of Scout.